Hello everyone, welcome to Cozy Loops. Today I'm going to show you how to start crocheting. If you are on this video, you probably have seen a bunch of crochet products online and would like to try your hand on making your own crochet product. And so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to start crocheting, the basics of it, and we are going to make our very first project, which is going to be a bookmark. Now to start crocheting, you definitely need few items. It's definitely your yarn and a crochet hook. You also need some scissors that's probably lying around in your house, and a needle to finish off the product. If you don't have this, don't worry about it for now, but you do definitely need a yarn and a hook. Now, if you're eager to get started and need your yarn and a hook, I have linked an Amazon product in the description below where you can find your initial small yarn, some hook sizes to buy off. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first things first, when you get your yarn, it will probably have a label around it and it will show you the yarn weight and the recommended hook size. So this one is a medium weight 5 and my hook size is 5.0 mm. As your first project, you don't need to worry much about your yarn weight and the hook size. However, it is a recommended size so that your stitches are not too tight or not too loose. You don't have big holes in your project, and it is basically used to give structure to your entire project. But for your first project and how to start learning, you can pick up a yarn that you have. Usually I recommend medium weight yarn 5 and get a crochet hook in 5 mm. Now when you first get your yarn, you will see it always has an end that's around here on the outside. But what we want to do is pull our end from the middle. So this is what I have from the middle. It's because it's easier to pull it out. Otherwise, your whole yarn will just keep on spinning if you pull this one from outside. So you can leave the outside one, tuck it somewhere, and just pull your yarn from the center. Okay, now that I have my yarn from the center, we're going to start with the very basics. That is the slip knot, which is the base of all the crochet projects. So to make your slip knot, the easiest way that I use is take your yarn end, right this, put it along your first 3 fingers, and then pull it around your 2 fingers. So just wrap it around your 2 fingers just like that and make an X. So again, you're going to put the end here on your 3rd finger, take the other end with your other hand, loop it around through 2 fingers and make an X. And then I used my pinky to hold it at the bottom here. So this is how it's going to look like. Now you're going to grab your hook, put it through the middle of this X, and we're going to just basically pull this one like that. And just pull both the ends and tighten it. So again, let me show you one more time. So we are going to take this on our 3 fingers, the other end you're going to wrap it around, make an X, and hold it with your pinky just like that. Take your hook, put it in the X. Now grab the one that's on this side, the long end, pull it, and then turn it, and then let everything go. Just take it off your fingers, and you have your 2 ends right here. Just pull it. Here we go. And that's your slip knot. It is very easy once you practice it a few times. I know it sounds like a lot, and you can also just pull it with your hands if you don't want to use the hook for now. So I just pull like my other end with my hands, and then just hold it like this. And once you're done with that, put your hook in here and pull it through. Okay. Now that you have your slip knot on your hook, so this is how it's going to look like you have your knot right here, you put your hook in here. We're going to start with the base, which is the chains. So for this project that we're going to do, our very first project, we're going to chain 15. And how you're going to hold your hook. So for me, I hold it like a knife or a fork, but I have seen some people like to hold it in a pencil shape. So how are you going to hold your hook now? So I like to hold it like I'm holding a knife or a fork, but I have seen some people are more comfortable holding it like a pencil. Whichever works for you. If you feel like this is very uncomfortable, then you definitely give this one a try. But for the very first few rows or the first few projects, you are going to feel that whatever you're doing with your crochet is very uncomfortable to your hands because you're not used to those moments. So I'd say just keep going with the first thing that you pick, the way you hold your yarn and the way you hold your hook. And if it still feels uncomfortable after a few projects, then try to switch it to see if it gets any better. But the very first few rows or your projects are going to feel very different. Okay, so let's get to the exciting part, the way we're going to make our chains. So to make your chain, you have your hook right here and you have your yarn right here. You're going to take your yarn on your hook like that. So all we do is loop around like this and then pull it through the hole that we had before. So now we see this is our first chain and we had another yarn on the hook that we just created. So again, we have our hook like this, just rotate it a little, then go around and then rotate it again, and then you hook it and pull it through. That's our second chain. Our third one, again, around, hook it and pull it through. And as you can see, I'm moving my hand up a little bit on each chain to create some tension and to hold my work. So if I just leave my hand here, I'm gonna have a difficult time, like this sags, right, to move it around. So I just keep moving my hand up a little bit to keep that tension. So again, you have your yarn on the hook, you're going to rotate it a little bit around the yarn, then rotate again, hook it and pull it through. That's our chain number 4. So this is how we're going to count. You see, we see a little bit V here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to continue this for 12 chains. See again, around, hook, and pull it through. That's 5. You hold it, again, rotate, hook, pull it through. That's 6. Hold it, rotate, hook, pull it through. That's 7. Rotate, hook, pull it through. That's 8. That's 9. Rotate, hook, pull it through. That's 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if you are following it with me and you have made your 15 chains, this is how it should look like. And if you were able to finish your first row as chains, congratulations. Now that we have our base row as chains, if you have not finished this, pause the video, finish your chains and come back because we are going to start our row 1. So this is how you build on your crochet projects. Once you have made the base chain, you then put your stitches on top of it. So crochet has a lot of different stitches. The very basic one is called a single crochet, which is what we're going to do today. Now before we start a single crochet, it's important to know where to insert your hook in your chains. So as I said, like for your chains, you're going to see it makes a V shape, just like this, V, and we are going to insert our hook in that V. So right here for our first row. So it will be this once. And it's difficult to see that at first when you're starting to crochet. So it's not a problem. When I started crocheting, I was like, what is this V? I don't understand that at all. That's completely fine. But just follow along with me and see if you are able to, just copy what I'm doing. So let's see how to do a single crochet. So you're going to insert your hook into the very first V that you see on the side here. So just insert your hook like that. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Yarn over, like rotate your hook, pull the yarn through the loop, and you keep it right here on your hook. And then you're going to do the same thing again. You just go around, take the yarn, hook it, pull it through the 2 loops that you have on your hook. And now you should be left with 1. So this is called a single crochet. Again, how it's done, so we have put our stitch in the very first V that we saw. Now we're going to look for the next V, which is this one. So you're going to take your hook, insert your hook in the V, again rotate it, take the yarn on the hook, hook it, pull it through. So it's basically the way we made the chain, but now we're going to go back again. So you're going to leave it on your yarn, you're going to leave it on your hook, then go back in, rotate your hook, hook it, and pull it through. So that's your second single crochet. And for the third one, again, find your V, put your hook into this V, rotate your hook, put the yarn on it, hook your yarn, and pull it through. So you should have 2 on your hook now. So again, go ahead, rotate your hook, hook your yarn, and pull it through. That's your third single crochet. See how it's looking like now? And we're going to repeat it till the very end, and going to do it in all the V's that we see here. So if you're counting it, you should have 15 of single crochets. So this was our third. Going to insert the hook, rotate, put the yarn on the hook, pull it through. You will have 2 on your hook now. Then again, rotate, hook your yarn, pull it through. Again, insert your hook in the next V, rotate it, hook it, pull it through. And then again, rotate it, hook it, pull it through. So it's going to be insert, rotate, hook, pull it through, rotate, pull through, insert, rotate, hook, pull through, rotate, hook, pull through, insert, rotate, pull through, rotate, hook, pull through. So I'm going to finish my row just like that. Okay, so this was my very last single crochet in the very last chain. And if you have finished it, this is how your project is gonna currently look like. Okay, if you're still doing your single crochets for your row 1, pause the video and come back for row 2. So for row 2, we're going to do a chain 1. So how you chain is the same way that you made your chain in the very first base row. So again, insert, again you're gonna rotate, hook, and just pull through. So that's your chain 1. And now you're going to turn your work. So you just flip it like that. So you can now work on this side. So again, as you can see, there are again more V's on top, and these are more prominent because these are from single crochets. So it's like a V, a V, a V. And to work in this V's, we're going to do single crochets again, but the way you're going to insert your hook is under the V. So just like that. So you see, this is our V. We're going to insert the hook right under that. And you're gonna again rotate, hook, pull through, rotate, hook, pull through. So for your second V, this is your V. You can take this and then this and put it under this too. So it will go right under here. So insert, rotate, hook, pull, rotate, hook, pull. Again, it's gonna go right here. Insert, rotate, hook, pull, rotate, hook, pull. So we're going to continue till the very end. Okay, so I have reached the very end of my row 2, and this is how my chains are gonna look like. So you can continue the same thing for row 3. So again, we can chain 1, that is, just take your hook, yarn over and pull it through. So this is your chain. Then you're going to turn your work and do another round of single crochets in the V's that you see here. So V, 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 and we're going to do the very first single crochet here, just like that. And don't worry if your stitches don't look very tight or if they're super loose, because the more you crochet, the more you're going to understand how to add tension to your yarn. So I am at the end of my row 3, and I'm going to cut my yarn right here. You can continue as many rows as you want to make your bookmark as big as you want. So I just cut my yarn right here, and I have still my hook inserted. So I'm going to just pull it like that and bring it out. So this is how it's looking like right now. Now to weaving the ends, that's where we need our needle. That's this one. So all you have to do is just like that, insert your yarn into the needle and just weave it in wherever. So I have a bigger needle today, So I'm just going to try my best to weave it in. So the way you weave it is just going in the zigzag pattern. That's what I do. So it just hides the yarn in here. So I'm just going to pull it here. In the ends, all we're going to do is weave our needle here, anywhere, like in a zigzag form. And then I have a bigger needle today, so I'm just going to put this later. So, and pull this through. Here we go. So it just hides the extra yarn in there. And if you have anything extra left, all I'm just going to do is trim this. Here we go. Okay, so this is our little bookmark that is ready. So I have a book here. I'm gonna put it here and close it. See here, this is your very first project and your little bookmark is ready. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I will be posting more tutorials on how to do a double crochet and how to make your project with a double crochet. So subscribe and come back for your next tutorial, and hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.